generation, kids must have access to gadgets. They do. Raising a girl child, you have to make sure at least you're providing 80%. If you don't, there are useless women like that one. Abali willing oba ko ku sente namala high school. I was still a virgin.
Me as
And
well.
we bagamba msimanyi high school boyfriend. I don't know what it means to have a high school boyfriend. Raising your kid by yourself, and then some man who is useless and who deserves over to be in hell, I don't know, comes and starts disorganizing your kid.
So we are back. The real podcast girls are back. So we are here to share another story with you. A few weeks ago, I think we all saw this story, this video of a lady who was punishing her 13-year-old after sharing her inappropriate pictures to a man, 13 years old. And we are here to discuss about, there is an issue of social media that has gone beyond. My child has done something bad, yes, and it's all within her right to punish that girl. Even if it was me, I would do the same. Do you have to expose this thing to social media, this young girl who has not even, like, she's not knowledgeable enough, she is not mature enough to make decisions that are right, because these are the mistakes she has to do. That is her age. I'm not saying that her age should be doing that, but I'm saying she has been exposed. First of all, looks like she has her own phone,
Of which the mom bought for her.
of which the mom bought. You as a viewer out there, what do you think? Who do you think is wrong in this particular instance? Because I watched the video and I was like, yeah, she's doing well to punish the girl. But is it even important to, is it supposed to be on social media? Also, is this girl supposed to be having a phone
At that
at
age.
that age?
Sad, but I think like I think I said last time that people are now seeking validation, as in for people to say you were right, Bambi, to do this, or you were wrong not to do this. And social media has become a way of life. It's actually one of those basic ways of living these days, that someone can wake up in the morning, document themselves brushing their face, brushing their teeth, how they lay their bed, what they eat in the morning, the smallest quarrels. They do it for different reasons. Somebody thinks maybe I am doing it because I want to inspire someone out there, or maybe we're a couple want to inspire people out there. So it has become a norm that you're going to work and you're like, hey guys, so I'm climbing on a border right now. You're letting us in your life. In your life. So we've even seen people recording moments before their death. Those recording committing suicide. There is a guy you showed me,
yes,
who was taking poison.
yes, just moments before their death. So guys, I'm going to now take the poison. I'm sorry, it's not funny, but
it is. It's why should you involve us in your death?
But no, but
you
you
take
see,
your life, please do it peaceful. Don't
no,
involve us.
I feel like social media has become the other family that is genuine, that people
It's
find
not
genuine. No, it is in a way. If you have a following, you have a culture that you are building.
You have a
on social
community,
media. The right word I think is a community. And you, maybe she felt like what she was doing was wrong, or she was trying to validate herself before her people, and saying, well, I met this girl doing this and this, I'm trying to beat her. I need you guys to comment on me without even me having to tell you the story. Is it right or wrong? So I feel like what she did was not okay.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it is also sort of like her evidence to show that you people, my daughter did this and that. Because sometimes mothers can be single and they are dealing with a lot of things, and then the only place that they feel they can have the genuine interactions are social media. Okay, basically my point is social media is a new way of life, and much as it is not okay, people now are documenting everything on social media.
I feel like she was right,
Mm.
but then she was wrong. Why am I saying she was right? Let me tell you guys, there is nothing as hard as raising a girl child, especially this generation of social media is involved in our life in everything.
Mm.
You're raising this is a young girl who is 13 years.
Mm.
Why am I saying it was right 100%? She was sending her private pictures to a married man.
Mm.
Hmm?
Mm.
Now, before we judge this woman, let's put ourselves in her shoes. First of all, she was in much pain. She was disappointed in this kid, but at the same time, she was in pain being a single mother, and your kid is
Actually, she was
actually
actually
exploited
in fear
by
that
a married man.
Mm.
Let me tell you, if I was the one in her position, I was going to go through that phone, land in that WhatsApp chat, get that man's number, go to a police station. I make sure I lock this man. I have to make sure this man sleeps inside.
Mm.
Because how on earth a married man starts sleeping or start asking for those private pictures from a 13-year-old girl?
Mm.
Sometimes men, I don't know how some people were created, but let me tell you, she was right because first of all, she was in disappointment. She was in pain as a single mother. Raising your kid by yourself, and then some man who is useless and who deserves over to be in hell, I don't know, comes and starts disorganizing your kid. Because let's not forget we've been through that stage as well. Fenna tubaddeko mu adolescent stage eyo. First of all, omwana ali mu stage ya 13, 14 up to 17 awo tagambwako, tasobya, newogezaako muwabula tawabulwa. They think, mami lwaki oŋŋambako, I'm mature enough. You're not. Okyali mwana muto. Olaba newe tukola ntubeera 30 years, 40. Our parents are still seeing us those who toddlers. Ke yasitulanga n'akanaaza n'akabika ekiro ne kalwala n'asula mu ddwaliro ng'atudde. That's how our parents are seeing us. So I'm talking about a single mother who is paying her bills, making sure this kid is going to a nice school, making sure she's not lacking. Because raising a girl child, you have to make sure at least you're providing 80%. If you don't, there are useless women like that one. Abali willing oba ko ku busente sente namugulira akasimu. Before you know it, she's pregnant in senior 2, senior 3. So I feel like ekyo kyeyakola to some mothers kyemanyi bangi bamaama abaazukuka. Kati n'ekirala, why would you give a 13-year-old girl a phone? For what?
I actually don't see a problem with a 13-year-old girl having a phone when it's monitored by her parents, and if a child has been brought up well. This is what parents do these days. You don't put in the work as a mother or as a father because you have hours. You're working a 9 to 5 job. Then after you still maybe in the night maybe a single mother, you're trying to date here and there. And remember, this is a girl. She's vulnerable. But also she's seeing habits maybe from her mother, picking up some habits from her mother. Because kids 90% of the times they emulate the people closest to them. So maybe there's things she has seen her mother doing. How does my mom go on these social sites? I'm not saying that the mother is doing exactly that. Or it could be peer influence. But if a child is not brought up with good values, then that same child is given access to gadgets that open them to the world. It is very easy for them to fall into such traps of men. But if a child has been brought up with some values, remember us growing up, our parents always told us men are bad. You get it?
Don't remind me
Men
that
are
trauma
bad.
I went
Stay
through.
away from men. And then you wonder later on why the tables turn when you're big, that they're now saying,
You need a man.
because you're grown up, but they are bad. So I'm supposed to take my time. But then later on, so when a child is growing up in a certain setting and they have been told there's men who do this and this, who do this and this, who do this and this, the child is going to be able to know how to protect themselves, because even without that phone, she will still go and she can still go out there and a man buys her, yes, and she still does.
My thinking is we're talking about social media, parenting, and all that. I don't have a problem my child not having a phone. I don't know if I used the wrong English here. I don't know if the grammar is right. 13 years old, you don't need a phone. You don't need a damn phone. You can breathe, eat, go to school, and be very healthy without a phone. Full stop. I will not be even adding on that one. If you have to have a phone, use mine. If you have your friends,
you want to call
if you
your
have
friends,
your friends, or maybe a home phone. If you have a home phone, maybe you have, so that they can be able. Yes, you know those phones. If
Can
you
I,
want,
can I
I
just
know that, I know that.
Gloria, sorry to take jig into your time. You know, a 13-year-old is almost a teenager. A 13-year-old has friends. She goes out there, she's going to find her girlfriends who have phones and who have all these fancy things. When you deny your child the access to such things and you can afford them, you're giving them a leeway to go and get these things and hide them from you. You find this girl, she's 13, you refuse to give her a phone. She has a phone. Every night while she's sleeping, she's using the phone. You can't access that phone. You don't know the password. You don't know whatever. But she has that phone and she's communicating with her men.
Okay. Okay. I wanted to come to that, by the way, when I started this point. I still insist. A 13-year-old doesn't need a phone. She, like where you started from, parenting, talking to your child. Let's say she kept on talking about a single mother. Let's say that you're a single mother with this teenager, upcoming teenager. You're trying to groom this girl, be friends with this girl, be friends. You know they can be so hostile. But try as hard as you can, which we are not doing these days, by the way. The mothers are having this sweet single parenting thing. My child, me, I had to hold the phone after senior 4. I was a very old girl. Actually, I would leave my phone at home when I reported senior 5, 6. It remained home until I was actually done with high school. That is when I had to hold a phone. I am here very much alive and very okay.
That was a different generation.
And trust
it was
me,
a different, this generation,
Pamela,
it's
let me
part
tell
of life.
you, if your child is just calling and she walks a distance, or maybe you need to be communicating with her every day, she needs a phone. A cartouche is enough. Spare the road and spoil the child. That's it. You just don't, this child should not be parenting themselves. You should have to put, this is what, I'm finishing, I'm finalizing it. You're going to have this child, if you want your child, because now there's a lot of breeding on internet. You talked about peer pressure. He's going to go, she reaches the other friends, they have phones. This is where I come back to parenting, to how friendly you are with your daughter. You're like, you know what, I can afford to buy you a phone. Being friendly with your child. Let me tell you something. I'm not saying that a phone will be the entire problem for your child. Your child will still move out of your home and become a problem. She will sneak out after going to bed. She will do, but what I'm saying, you as a parent, do your duty. Do your duty as a parent. Sometimes it needs some tough hand to bring up a very understandable human being. Nowadays, kids are crazy. You need to open your kids to everything, or expose to them and explain deeply. For us in our time, no one told us, by the way, when you happen to get in a situation like this, please use this. They would see you with a boy, just meeting him along the when you return, you will get yours. You will be punished to the extent that you be thinking that it is very bad for you to have existed, because you still you're there wondering, what did I do? Meeting somebody on the way, they are passing and I'm passing, and we stood there for just 2 minutes. they were trying to make us understand that not everybody that tells you sweet things wants better things for you.
Yeah.
So they made us fear these things. Me personally, I think I got a problem for, like, it affected even my adult life. That I first of all went into a single girl school for full 6 years of my high school. So interaction with male was very minimal, very minimal. Then when it happened, I would feel uncomfortable, and especially if someone comes around with that is not a gentleman, that is a bit rough, I would feel like will not connect. Like that's why I take long to connect to males, that's for sure. But when I become, and most of them, I friend zone them immediately. And
bro
someone
zone.
they are complaining, why do you think I am your brother? What? But at the end of the day, that's who I am. So these things raise what you teach a child at that age, they will keep it in their heads. They will not forget. So I'm coming back to that issue. Is second, third, I think finally, the last thing I will talk about that video, it was never supposed to be posted. Even if it was posted, let the face of this young girl not appear. Okay? For the privacy of your baby. At the end of the day, she has done a mistake, but she's a kid. She doesn't know what she's doing. Let her face be out of the public. Imagine she's trending on such issues. She's trending like a woman who has released her nudes of 40 years, 30 years. You understand? A 13-year-old, she's going to feel this effect when she's older. Tomorrow she will need a proper partner, a partner who realize, this one who was like this at 12, will I manage her? You know, you understand? These are the things that really haunt you after.
You guys, I remember when I just joined high school, my dad told me, if you ever get close to a boy, you get pregnant, and when you get pregnant before the right age, you're going to die. So I reached in senior one. Day one, you have to sit either boy in between you or boy and boy girl. So they made a mistake. Boy, I'm the one. If I cried. I
You
cried.
thought what? You're pregnant.
Yeah, like now you're going to get pregnant.
Please, if there is any way you can let me sit alone, please, I will appreciate. But please, my dad is going to kill me. And he said, if I get pregnant, I'm going to die.
But now a senior one, that's what you'll be thinking.
Yeah.
So I
So
had
that
the teacher.
man
What did
scared
the
me
teacher say? What did she say? But
You
inside
have,
you
no,
get
no, no,
pregnant.
this is a mixed school. You have to sit with your friends. You have to get used. I told her, please, I cannot. My dad is going to kill me, and I'm going to die when I'm still young. I still love my life. Everyone in class laughed at me. Nga omanyi balowooza nti bono munyakyalo waawa bambi oba avaawa oba ava mu kyalo kyawa. But let me tell you, natuuka kumala high school, I was still a virgin.
Me as well.
And I never, bagamba msimanyi high school boyfriend. I don't know what it means to have a high school boyfriend. No, I've never had a relationship. Simanyi nebanga seen on to being intimate, like sleeping with them. Like
this is the high school couple, the one that is trending.
I've never experienced it, and I don't know how sweet it
Now
is.
for me, being in a single girl school 6 full years, when do you even ever think dating does not ever close your mind while you're going away? Thinking what? First of all, a senior woman, this is a church founded school with serious values, with very strict measures. And then they see you trying to Isaac around with a male teacher, throwing yourself on him that much. You will be called into disciplinary committee. They'll be questioning you. What were you doing? Well, how was he helping you? Why doesn't he help you with all the rest? Why do you have a special problem that he needs to take care of you aside? You will be questioned that when you see him, you literally try to dodge him so you don't want any other person to see you with that man. So that's the environment we grew up in. It's not, I'm not saying it's the best, But let me tell you something. It protected us a lot.
A lot.
It protected us from so much harm that
And
would
now,
have
and at this
faced.
level, I appreciate my dad, because if it wasn't the fear, I don't know.
And me.
And even raising me in church, because me, I grew up in church.
So today,
from
sorry for
primary.
disrupting you guys. Today happened to be pictures of some video of some girl that was out, some inappropriate video. So I was chatting with my friends after seeing the video, and I was like, you guys, do you see me at my age? If my maternal uncle, the one that has raised us like like our father, if he landed on a video of me like that at my age, he would still beat me to pieces. I swear to God, I'm telling you guys. I know. I cannot step at home. That video gets out. I cannot. He will beat me and tell me go to the police and take me to prison. But I have beaten you. You cannot spoil the name of the whole family.
I know.
So this woman was honestly in pain and in fear of losing the daughter in such kind of behavior. That's what I think. But social media should stop somewhere. Yeah. But at the end of the day, she's your kid. She shouldn't be known the whole world to be the most spoiled kid alive. There are so many who do drugs. There are so many who do so many things. Yeah. Yeah. So we had two individuals around. We were asking about this same topic, what they think about parenting and social media. They had to give us their take. Here they are.
Natasha, today in our topic on YouTube, Ring Tell, would you react as a parent if you found your 13-year-old kid with a phone sending nudes to? And then again, should kids have phones?
Now, with the mere fact that you gave your kid a phone, you're ready for consequences associated with the phone. Considering for abasajja, we married men, you give your woman freedom to go to bars, go where because it is free. I hear it is women is or what emancipation anything. Let her go. So you are aware of the consequences and let you be prepared. Singa bamukwanira singa koloti singa fune bikosi ebiri singa abantu bamukwatira mu bar, anything, just know how to deal with it. Kati omuzadde akedde kumanya n'omwana w'essimu olaba naffe bantu bakulu. A mature person of 30 years who thinks 40 can send nude pics. What about now a kid of 30? So oli mumuwe ekintu ky'omanyi naawe nti you bring it closer, you're not allowed to
so it is wrong for a child to have a phone.
It's wrong when you've not taught her what to use the phone for.
Okay, when they have not been.
Yeah, many of them use it for Google, studying. Many of them use it for leisure. They can download some games or anything. If you're to give your child a phone, just know where what they emirimu omwana omuwadde essimu weewereddeko emirimu emirala. Emirimu the baganda say ey'oweezeza ey'omumbago bazikuba.
So disciplining a child on social media.
Ati ndabidde ddala ng'oyo omuzadde be bana bali short tempered abakola judgments in a few minutes. The everyday women that we find calling and talking about shit that she wouldn't have talked about in. Okay, what she did was good when she punishing omwana. People are watching, so other people could learn from. Other kids could learn. But not that's the best.
But do you think that traumatizes the kid? As in the kid is 5 years from now, because the internet keeps records. 5 years from now, the kid is probably in high school, and then that video comes up circulating. So
what you were saying.
I don't think to traumatize the kid that my mother punished me, and everybody at school look at the kid as in, no, that was the girl who was sending nudes to some sugar daddy at 13.
Yeah.
So is it right?
It is not right for the kid, but right for other parents. Yachukora to save others.
So you punish, you use your kid as a sacrifice.
No, for her, it's what she did. She did it unknowingly, but it's what she
I think she was looking for validation.
Naye kyokugamba mbu omwana bamukubye bukubingu is going to be traumatized. Kumanya emigo gye baatukuba ina wakyali how are we traumatized? You know how
it's not about the case. It's about the reason for the case.
And the
child sending men nude pictures. Anyway, so that was Natasha.
Thank you.
Okay, that's quite interesting. But for me, I still subscribe to the school of thought that times have changed. Like life has revolved. The tactics that our parents used on us are not the same tactics that we can use on our children, however much you like it or not. The level of technology that we have reached at is not the same anymore. Like those days you'd be like, okay, don't have a phone and it's okay. Oh, don't do like this. Technology has really evolved and it's the new way of life. And if you're trying to teach your child certain habits, just know that there's going to be peer influence. If you're hiding a phone from your child, just know she's going to get access to such information elsewhere, or somebody to tell her how to get these gadgets. We have seen there was a time here in Uganda that there was that conversation about phones in schools, where some schools started allowing kids to come with phones, and then you'd find a kid is coming with an iPhone. Some have the latest version, some don't have, and you could see stories of young girls who are getting involved with boyfriends or men to buy them these gadgets. And because my friend has, I will also purchase such a thing. So me, I believe that where we have reached as a parent, you can't afford to be first of all an enemy to your child, especially a child who has become a teenager. That child has to become like your sister or your brother. So when it reaches a time of discipline, that is where the hardest thing is, because for us, our parents were not our friends growing up. They find you the boy, they slap you. They don't even explain to you it is bad. They just do acts. But us in our generation, if you beat a child, whether at school or home, they can take you to a crime. Yes, they can take you to police, and so the only option you have left is to talk to this child. And how you talk to them is you're supposed to be nice. So you find a woman, she's forced to post this on social media because she's fearing, I don't know whether she's going to go to police and report me for beating her or for abusing her or being. So guys, what do I do? It's not justifiable, but people have realized that it is such a small world that what Gloria is going through is what Amy is going through in another way. So at the end of the day, people are not going to judge you as much as it would be years ago, where people were used to hiding things even from their kids. So I think, one, it's hard for you to be a friend to your kid and then become their enemy at the same time, because to teach them the right way, you're going to have to be their enemy. To teach them to show them in this time and age, you have to be their friend. So parents are finding that contrast. How do I become a friend and how do I become an enemy to this child?
I'm ready to be an enemy.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work in this time and age.
It doesn't.
It is very hard.
But the two work together.
Yes.
However, that's what I wanted to actually compliment on your point. One thing I can assure you, don't think you're buying this kid a phone and she has access to Wi-Fi. These kids know these phones better than we do. I have my sister's boy. Isaac can literally get into this phone and get every other setting I have never seen in my life.
That's my son. My son can do that. He's 6 years, but he can do that.
Before you think of just letting these kids be, talk to them, and not be as rough as our parents were. The whole time you've been a friend to this kid, the whole time you've been talking to this kid, a day, she knows you're her best friend. She's like, my mom is my best friend. You understand? The day you return home and get a cane and discipline her, she will know that she has done bad. I'm not saying that every time she breaks a cup, carry a shoe, bang it on her head. No, I'm not. That's not the proper way of disciplining. It's not. No. Also, when a kid does something wrong, let them be liable to. Let them take responsibility. You understand? Show them this is what you did. This is what you're getting. Okay? A kid, these kids of nowadays, she knows how to be having her phone. She knows mommy tonight will check through her phone. She will delete all the
everything
apps that she's using.
But she can still have a phone and hide it somewhere. You get it?
Yes.
So
your point,
at the end of the day,
is valid. Pamela,
Your point
Trust
is valid,
me, if I want to know
100%.
what is going on with my kid, I will.
In this time and age, it's also hard.
She is not going to hide under the
Stays in
bed.
your house.
The
She
way
stays
we-
in my
She
house.
stays in your
Stays
house.
in the bed.
And you
You
think she doesn't know?
Yeah, she
Oh,
does.
let me tell you,
No, wait.
Pamela, let
Where
me
is
tell
she
you.
going to be chatting from?
Pam, let me tell you.
I
we-
will find out.
Even at our age,
Because
we
it's a
think,
matter of saying good night. She
Mhm.
knows you've gone to bed. That's what you do with teenagers. Then you want to be serious. You
Gloria.
return slowly.
you see, even
Bump
at this
into her.
age of ours, we think we are smarter than our parents. There are things we do and they know you're lying.
And there are things you do and you get away with them.
Yes, but
Because
not
you
all
have
the time
learned-
you're going to get
Because
away
you
with
have learned tricks of how to
Let
do
But
me
you
them.
try.
tell
You
you.
try.
You see,
Our
even those times in
parents-
high school when some kids would escape from class
Yeah.
or from school
Yeah.
and run out to a
Mm,
dance and then successfully come back.
But
But
it
You
would
see
happen.
how,
not last.
how parents get shocked that their kids are pregnant all of a sudden. When did this
It-
happen? How
it-
did
you
this
know why?
happen?
It was
That
not
is
lasting.
trusting your child so much.
It's the tricks that kids do
But-
these days that parents are not aware
Pamela,
of. And you know
Pamela.
this time it's
Pamela.
even worse than it was before.
It was.
Why?
It
Because
is.
parents are so work driven, that they are not involved in their children's
That
lives
is the whole issue
anymore.
that I talked
That is
about.
the only issue.
Yes,
let's say.
But
so,
let me tell you,
so it is
Pamela,
hard for you.
you're back
to
home.
even.
You're back home. Your baby boy has a phone. And you're like, hi, help me with your phone. And you want to monitor, check and see. Don't have a particular time
No.
of asking for it.
Of course. That's
Ask
how you
for it
monitor the phone.
randomly.
Yes.
Then
But
when
let
that
them have
happens,
it.
but it is you. I'm talking about particularly you who is supporting me.
Yes.
Now, you're telling me it's hard for you to actually realize sometimes she will hide. If she got a phone from anybody, there is no other time she'll be chatting with that person apart from in the night.
Or even during school time. Yeah, I'm telling
No,
you.
let me
people,
tell
It
you
depends
guys,
in
I
which
think
school
so.
you take
Let me tell
your child.
We
It
are
depends in which school you take
we
your
are
child.
in a generation whereby these kids, you're right, these kids are smarter than us, right? But let me tell you, this very generation, you can raise your kid the way you want. These kids can be tamed. And tame your kid.
Ate waliwo n'omwana
You
agamba
can
n'omanya
put your
nti
kid
ono
in the
nagezaako
right
kyensobola.
proper way you want. These are your kids. As I told you, abazadde
try,
baffe abo
yeah.
olaba nti bakadde bantu bakulu. But they have seen things you haven't seen. My point is, there are things you know that this
As
kid
long as that
is
kid is
going to
still
do
living under
this,
my roof,
and you're
I will
sure.
find out.
Yeah.
I will make it my life mission to find out what he does without.
And then you're going to have a child who is always going to be doing things stealthily.
Yeah.
Generation, kids must have access to gadgets.
They do. That's what I said.
And you
That's why I
must
said.
be able to guide them through it and accompany it with teaching them good values in life. That is spiritual and moral values of
Sweetheart.
life.
I saw and I did not say
when
no.
you do that,
Mm.
by the way, I'm telling you, I grew up with a mother who, but I never ever tasted beer. You get it?
True,
Your
true.
mother will tell you, you go there and buy for
Mm.
me beer, and she
Mm.
brings it and puts it on the
Katusindikayo
table.
mwana w'omulembe
You
guno
get it?
ntubulira.
But she brought us up in certain values
Yeah.
that this
Was
is not
she
for
hard
me.
on you?
She was hard. That's why I'm telling you that the times of those days are not the
No.
times of now.
Sometimes you have to be hard on these kids.
It will not work,
Mm-mm.
Emmy.
It
I am
does.
telling you as a parent,
It
it will
does.
not work.
Mine, whether you
Let me
like
tell
it
you
or not, I'm
something.
going to be hard
It
on
will
them.
work. It depends
By
on how you have
force.
started with that kid.
Come rain, come sunshine.
It starts from here. You're not going to let the 13-year-old
Yeah.
start getting these values that you want her to have.
Yes,
not
it
from
starts
down.
from down. And that is why when you give them access to a phone and you have taught them good values, they cannot. And teaching them good values does not mean being a hostile parent or being a violent parent.
I never that
Okay,
is
guys.
true.
That
But-
brings us to our today's beauty and healthy tip. Why tutagenda mu tip tetugenda gendayo. So in today's beauty and healthy tip, tugenda kulaba engeri gy'osobola okupreparingamu cucumber water for your skin and for your digestion. Here is the tip.
Hey lovelies, in today's beauty and healthy tip we are making cucumber water. Cucumber water helps to keep you hydrated with light refreshing flavor and provides small amount of vitamin K and potassium for healthy bones and blood pressure. Its natural antioxidants reduces swelling and promotes a clearer glowing skin. Thank you for
I was terribly disagreeing with you.
I know.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I'm not believing in being a parent where your child looks at you and runs away.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not
You're not going to be
advocating
that
for
hard.
that.
Mm.
I'm saying be a friend who is very strict.
Yeah.
Be a friend to your child, but be very strict.
And be
She
very
should
smart.
sit alone and be like, if I do this, my mother will sacrifice me.
Let me tell
Yes,
you.
yes,
That is
I
what
agree with that.
But I'm not saying that she should reach a point of getting scared to know that you have returned home instead of being anxious to see you and happy and excited. She is actually afraid of what might follow next. No. What I'm saying is these values begin from when a kid is little.
Yeah.
We were discussing a particular 13-year-old
girl.
Are you in university?
By the way, if she was at campus,
What are you
it's okay.
researching that is
That
going
is
to
okay.
kill you that you need a phone for? You know phones can communicate.
Yeah.
Katochi will call the mom and inform when there is an issue.
Even a boyfriend, you can call.
100%. You understand? But
God.
at least she might not be able to access these other things that are
You
horrible.
guys.
Social media, which is a problem nowadays.
She will still access it through friends.
100%.
Yeah.
I know that. But you as a parent, you're doing your job. And by doing that, she realizes that you're actually limiting her from getting to these problems. But that happens when you talk to her again.
Yes.
You explain to her, you're going to be using this phone because at your age, there's a lot of content that is not good for you.
Yeah.
So you're going to be using this phone. When you're 18, I'll get you a good phone, or when you're 16, or whichever age you decide to feel like this kid. There are kids who even behave maturely. You look at, she's not even interested in anything to do with that.
You know what
So-
happened to me when I was in S1? My dad gave me a phone. So I was supposed to use that phone only when I'm back home. So one day, I think I overcalled my friend. She was called Procy. We were on holidays. You know, at school, I'm in boarding section. Holidays, I called my friend. Ninga, I think he came home and he checked my phone. I had Katochi. Nga all the calls one number. I think he got the
Ajikuba, mami
number
ajikuba.
n'agikubako na confirming it's a girl. Kati my life, actually life yange yonna, home, school, home, church. Sina wa kugenda. I'm not supposed to visit my friends. I'm supposed to be home. Kati nga Sunday tugenda bulungi. We used to go as a family. Tugenda bulungi ku church. Kati twalina ka TV stand naye nga kali raised. Kati nga ndekako essimu yange nga ngamba, if you're not home, switch your phone off. Nga ngirekako usually nga nkubirako kumbuuza my siblings, muli okay, what do you need? Kati nga my dad could check on us. Saawa 4 ez'okumakya, saawa 7, ekawungeezi nga olaba now 6, 7. He comes randomly tabagamba. Nagamba mbadde ntambula nendaba kasooli mbaleetedde eat. Then I was moving nensanga pineapples. Kasa olowooza yali anoonya kuleeta gundi. He wanted to make sure I'm home. Kati tugenza ku church, ngenda ova ku church nsanga essimu yange eri mu bucket y'amazzi. I told him, namugamba ate essimu yange yagenze amazzi. Nanga, oh my god, so sorry, ate ani yagitadde mazzi? Nangamba naye gwe wagirese wano. Kati bucket y'amazzi eri mu sitting room. This is the TV stand. Bucket y'amazzi. Nembabuuza bucket y'amazzi yavudde etya mu kitchen netuuka wano. Nangamba, I think these are my brother. Nanga, don't worry, nja kugulira essimu endala. But after 1 week, he sat me down. Nangamba, mommy, and she calls me mommy. Mommy, you know what? I'm going to buy you another phone. But after high school, let's agree. So komala okusoma high school, whenever ogenda ku uni, I'll get you a nice phone. Nja kugulira na smartphone. Bakali kali kapesa. Let me tell you guys, I was okay with the decision he made. Saddamu na kulowooza ku kya simu. That was the end of it. But I just realized nga nkuze nti yasula essimu eyo mazzi. Nga maze okula.
Kati, I also watched a video on internet. It was this American mother with a daughter. A daughter around the same age, actually, around 14, 13. this kid got her phone and downloaded a dating app.
Oh my God.
She was on it, chatting with men of 50, 40.
Guys, as I told you,
Dating app
raising a girl child
is
not
as
easy.
delicate. If you need to
It's
be
not
as
easy.
rough as you can, tomorrow she will realize how
Yeah.
important it was.
It was love.
Yeah. Of
Mm.
course, when she's 13, she's going to be like, this woman hates me and all that.
Yeah, Nanga used to
But
say
let
my
me
dad
tell you
hates me.
something. Tomorrow, you'll realize that actually she was defending you from the evil itself.
The thing of parenting is
deep.
also now very complicated. But for me, I just believe that the way that our parents brought us up, the same tactics cannot work in this generation.
Topic has a lot to discuss. I feel like we can't complete the issues of parenting today. Now we are discussing about a 13-year-old. But let me tell you, you can enter someone's home and there is a 5-year-old who behaves like an animal. And you feel like, why did I even come to visit here?
I know.
So that's another topic for another day.
Yeah.
But parenting is wide, and at the end of the day, if you want your child to be as a responsible human being, it starts from this small baby, this small
toddlers,
baby,
yeah.
the toddler, things that he should be. Aye banange muleke oyo tayagala bamukwatako ajja kukuba ekyo ekintu ajja kikuba ate n'akimukuba nga mugenyi
najja nakulinya noga oyo bw'atyo tannaba kati kwagala nze tondeetako
so when you teach your children
Bad
that
manners is a very different topic.
yeah, and that's all parenting.
Yeah.
If I'm not yet a parent but I hope to be one, wemba wakuzaala baana, my kids, I know one day you will watch this video. One thing you should know, I'm going to be a very good mother to you. I'll love you, I'll take care of you, I'll do everything to see that you don't lack. But the nonsense of finding you with a phone before the right age, I'm not going to do that. I'll set my rules. The way my parents raised me, I'll do that. Just to make sure that I make you the women and the men I want you to be in future. Because this is for your own good. Go man. I'm not seeing any reason as to why a 13-year-old girl should access a phone. I repeat myself, sikyagala. I don't think I can do it, and I pray to God. Sigale ku kigambo kyange kye njogedde olwaliro kubanga sometimes as parents ffe tuleetera abaana okwonooneka nga tebannatuuka. Pamela's point, she's right 100%. Nti tuli mu generation nti omwana omugaana essimu ajja kugifuna from somewhere else. Kati kanjikume ngeze nkusange nayo, then we shall see me and you who is the parent. Yenze mama wo oba gwe mama wange.
Thank you so much for your title. The topic is very deep and very wide. Parenting is a situation. I've not had a child, but I have seen people. I have seen people's children behave like animals. So honestly, parenting is a very, very, very wide topic that we shall have to bring back here. Thank you so much for being with us, and thank you for actually following us and subscribing and commenting. We are very grateful for your attention, and yeah, share these videos to anybody else that they could help. We're also here to listen from you. Give us your comments. Tell us what you think about our opinions. Pamela today was completely against the issue of a child not having a phone. A child should have my child will not have a phone. She will not be malnourished. Trust me. So so please give us your opinion. What is your take in this? Thank you so much for your time. I've been Grosh for you.
And Emmy's Pala.
I'm Pamela.
Bye.
Bye.